So just to start, I'll let you guys know Jalen and CJ have both cleared the concussion protocol, so we're expecting both guys to participate on Sunday.
Having CJ back, and obviously you said already he's your starter, but what does it do for the offense to have someone?
Yeah, we got to go out and play efficiently and with our offense, really, no matter who's at quarterback, right? CJ will be out there, but we just got to go. All guys play together, all 11.
How excited was both of the players to know that they cleared concussion protocol?
It was just a process, so it wasn't a over excitement. It's just making sure they clear the process, and overall, as I stated before, just making sure both guys are as healthy as they can possibly be.
You look at also on the having Will Anderson. I did practice yesterday, but back today.
Yeah, Will is fine.
Coach, Jalen Petrie coming back, you're saying he's cleared as well?
Yes.
He'll be ready to go? You love his versatility with the defense. What does he kind of allow you to do? We've talked all week about the chess match against Indy in their offense.
Yeah, Jalen. He opens our playbook up. The full playbook. We can do a lot of different things with Jalen. Everybody sees he's been a dynamic playmaker for us, right? Whether it's in the run game or passing game. The kid flies around. He plays with his hair on fire. I just love watching him play the game of football because he does it in such a relentless way, and he's going to be in position to make a ton of plays, right? We know offenses have to have awareness for JP and where he is at all times because he's that type of impact player for us.
What will CJ kind of bring back? Not bring back to what does having CJ Stroud bring back overall for you guys?
Yeah, the same. We're happy to have CJ back. As I mentioned earlier, whoever's playing for us, whatever the position is, just asking everybody to go out, do their job to the best of their ability. Offense, play as efficiently as possible. Defense, everybody playing together, swarming to the football. We do that with whoever's on the field, like we'll be in a good spot.
All right.
Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
CJ to officially clear the protocol to get back on the field? What does this mean to you? What did you go through? Some of the things that you experienced with this concussion?
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. Blessed, man. Super grateful, to, be able to be healthy again and, have some peace, knowing that my body and my brain and my thoughts feel, pure and clean. So it's a blessing. And yeah, I mean, I just, took it one day at a time. It was kind of eye-opening, to kind of get a bird's eye view, which I haven't had in a long time. So, I just am grateful for, all the prayers. Just want to say, to the Broncos defense, some of them, I heard them praying for me. I really appreciate that, like Hufanga, and Singleton and some of those guys, so I really appreciate them doing that. Of course, my teammates and our fan bases. So everybody's prayers and just, thoughts, really, I appreciated that. But yeah, it wasn't fun. I wanted to play really bad. I wanted to be back out there, but, I thought, we put ourselves in a great position. I thought Davis did great. He balled out, 3 games in a row and put us in position to win. So really proud of him and everything he's done. He's been a great teammate, great brother of mine. So, yeah, I'm just really grateful, to be back finally.
I know injuries are a part of the game, and you know the risk. But is an injury like this frightening for you? Was it scary?
No, that's part of the game. It was kind of the same thing I had in 23 against the Jets. Literally the same situation at the back of my head and had a concussion. And so yeah, I think of course having like a short week too, because I played that one. I only missed 2 games, and then I played that game in week 17 against the Titans. And so I think if we would have played the Bills on Sunday, I would have been able to go. But, since it was a short week, wasn't able to practice, I thought, we made the right call, our doctors and stuff, on just, holding me out. But, yes, I'm not worried. I'm covered in the blood. I'm going to continue to be confident and, trust my talents and my gifts and, try to, do it for the glory of God.
You talked about from your purview, being on the sideline. Of course, you'd much rather be playing. Anything that you can think of that you take away from watching these past few weeks?
Yeah, just see how great our defense is, and if we can just, find a way to score in the red zone and, find points, I think, we can go as far as we want because, we have a really, really strong, talented defense. And it was really good to see, and for me, to see from a bird's eye. And that's been the case, but it's a little different when you just get to sit there and watch and be like, dang, other quarterbacks got to go through this. Like, I got to, when I get back, I got to make sure I make plays and put these guys in position to win and, reward them for stops and then turnovers, So I think that's huge. Our special teams, playing well. And then, offensively, I thought we did really solid, but I think we can take another step as well.
CJ, how will you be able to flush out, that hit? You were using your legs, you were getting out of the pocket. How do you push those, those cobwebs or those thoughts to the back of your mind and still be able to, get out of the pocket without thinking about taking another hit like that?
Just play. Yeah, I mean, I think when you think about getting hurt, you think about, bad things when bad things happen. So I'm going to just play free, and try my best to trust my instincts and, do what I can and, of course, stay healthy. But I want to put my team in position to win. So I'm going to do that and, whatever happens, happens. But, I've trusted I play this game the right way and, I know when to slide, when not to, or, try to do my best to protect myself as well. But so I'm not going to second guess that and just try to go, and play fast and have fun.
Anything you were able to pick up from watching Davis and how Nick Haley's calling it as things that may benefit you on Sunday?
I mean, yeah, I got to hear Kels and like his process a little bit more, which is helpful. So, yeah, I think as the season goes on, we get on one accord more and more and more. So it was helpful in that area as well.
0-3, but now you guys are right in the thick of the division race, right in the thick of the wild card race. How always were cool, but what was it like watching your team be able to rally? Obviously missed a couple of games, but watching them rally and put you guys in position to now, where now you guys are more healthier, ready to kind of get ready for the stretch run.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I think at the right time, you see guys step up and start to take more on the plate and rise to the occasion. So I think it's dope. And of course, we didn't start off the best, but I think when you know what type of team we have, we're very talented, and we're a couple plays away each game, winning. And then, of course, you're also a couple plays away from losing. So I think the better we finish, then the better results we have. So that kind of was something that stuck out to me as well.
You have to be away from your team for injuries like this. What do you miss most?
My teammates. Yeah, my teammates. Being in the building, just laughing, smiling, cracking jokes, being at practice. I think that's probably the most is I just miss my teammates and being in the room and Davis and Graham and Jerry and Gerard. So that's probably the suckiest part.
CJ, when you were on the sideline watching the rookies, how much did you see them grow up as far as with Higgins and especially with Woody, with the way that he's excelled with more playing time?
Yeah, they're all very mature, and I think they approach it the right way. And I think the more time on task and time in the game, I think they've been able to have some confidence. You can see how they play. They're dancing, having fun, and running great routes. Woody's toting the rock, protecting the ball. So you just see their confidence. I think that's really what this league is about. I think the more confident you are, the more that you can make plays for your teammates and go out there and execute your job. So I just see that them doing that each play, and it was cool to see Jay Reed out there last game. I thought he made a lot of great plays, and somebody who I played against in college who I thought was really good. So cool to see him out there, and hopefully he gets some more opportunities. But yeah, I think our rookie classes, they're very mature and they want to play and they want to do the right things, and I think it takes time, but to see them have early success is amazing.
Kind of a follow-up to what Sarge said. The offensive line continues to gel and get better. That has to be also promising to see.
Yeah, it's cool, to see, just big Trent out there, Ed coming back, Jake, always playing solid, and, Titus being, being an anchor, man, playing a lot of positions and doing them all very well, and then Tay, another rookie who has rise to the occasion and, done a really good job these last couple of weeks. So we're just proud of that unit, and, I'm excited to be back with them.
Any extra excitement added to the comeback being in Indianapolis and such a big game, division opponent, place where you've had some success?
Yeah, I always love, playing in Indy and against the Coast. It's a great environment, great fan base. They've always been a really good team, really good defense. So it's gonna be cracking, man. They're gonna be playing hard. We're gonna be playing hard. So yeah, it's very exciting. Division opponent. Like I said, a great atmosphere. So I'm very excited and really cool that I get to come back this game.
Obviously, right before you got hurt, you were playing some of your best football this season. How do you kind of pick up kind of where you left off once you get back out there on Sunday?
Yeah, I think just doing the little things right. Take care of the football, getting out of my hand, going through my progressions, my reads, being clean in the communication in the huddle, and just trusting myself, trusting my instincts, being confident, and trusting my God-given talent, and go from there. So I thought I was playing decent, coming out out of that Seattle game. I thought I played a good game against San Fran, and then the Broncos I thought I had a good first quarter, but it sucks that happened. But I think I'll be able to kind of catch my mojo back, but I don't know when. Hopefully it's the first play of the game, but whatever it is, I'm gonna just keep fighting and try to find my rhythm. Thank you guys.
Thanks, CJ.